Hello friends! The terrain in Canada is very diverse, an ideal habitat for many different wildlife species. Most species live and thrive throughout the warm southern and forested areas of Canada. Why have feral pigs become the most invasive species in Canada? It would be interesting if you know these things. First, wild boars are the most invasive large mammals on the planet. They have high fertility, are well adapted, and can cause many negative impacts on the Canadian environment and economy. They are a hybrid between the European wild boar and the domestic pig. In Canada, feral pig numbers are increasing rapidly, according to wild boar researcher Ryan Brook. The number of wild boar in the Canadian prairies has skyrocketed in 2023, breaking all previous records. The increase in wild boar numbers in Canada is causing concern in the southern states, Alberta and Saskatchewan. These states are preparing for an increase in invasive feral hog sightings. The number of super feral pigs in Canada has increased dramatically in the past decades. They inhabit the Saskatchewan region, which is more than 270,271 square miles large, larger than most countries. Why is the wild boar population growing so rapidly? Canada's terrain and weather are very diverse, from high mountains, forests, grasslands, to deserts. Forest area accounts for about 40% of Canada's land area. Forests in Canada are very diverse, including coniferous forests, broadleaf forests, and mixed forests. The Delta area accounts for about 14% of Canada's land area. The plains in Canada are typically low, flat areas of land used for growing crops and raising livestock. This creates conditions for many different animals to live, including wild boars. Feral pigs have been detected in all 10 Canadian provinces and 3 territories. High adaptability to many different living environments, wild boars can also withstand many different types of weather, from cold climates in the north to warm climates in the south. They appear everywhere in the jungle and have a lot of food. In Canada, these areas are concentrated mainly in the south, where the climate is warmer and there are many trees and grasslands. Therefore, Canada's terrain and weather are generally suitable for wild boar habitat. This explains why feral pig populations in Canada have been increasing sharply in recent years. In particular, the lack of direct natural competitors is a prominent feature of feral pigs in Canada. There are no animals in their habitat that directly challenge them, which creates an unrivaled advantage in the animal populations where they live. Even large carnivores, such as bears and wolves, despite regularly hunting other native prey, such as sheep and goats, are often not particularly interested in wild boars. Currently, the independence of wild boars from the hunting pressure of large predators allows their populations to preserve and grow strongly year after year. This is one of the reasons why wild boar populations has grown and become the most invasive species. Large field areas, abundant food sources. Here, Canadian farmers do not build protective fences, so their food sources are even more diverse. According to a report by Agricultural Canada, feral pigs cause up to $1.5 billion in crop damage each year in Canada. This damage mainly occurs in fields growing corn, peanuts, wheat, and vegetables. Inspection and protection of Canadian farmers' fields is being carried out, but only part of the fields can be protected. Farmers use biological drugs to cope and protect their fields. These measures are being considered because they may affect and pollute the environment. Officials in Canada are actively searching for solutions to the problem of invasive feral swine, a challenge that currently has no effective measures to stop the spread of the species. In the context, they have begun efforts to share information and experience with wild boar control measures. However, current measures such as hunting, building fences, and using traps still face significant challenges. Not only that, hunting is not an optimal solution because it can disperse wild boar populations and increase the risk of other problems, but it also faces opposition from some wildlife rights defenders. On the contrary, the use of traps and construction of separation fences are facing major challenges in terms of high costs, making it difficult to strongly deploy these measures on a large scale. In this context, collaboration between research institutions, governments, and communities can play an important role in effective and sustainable solutions to this problem. In addition, the government advises people not to approach the super wild boar, but they stay away and notify local authorities. Super boars are a serious threat and can persist for centuries, and immediate action is needed to stop their spread. So what exact measures have been taken to deal with this wild boar population by Canadian farmers and hunters? And what are the results of these measures? Let's find out in the rest of the video. So let's continue watching. European wild boars sparked a surprising story when they were brought into Canada in the early 1980s. With the hope of opening up a new, unique, and an attractive pork market for tourists. However, this good intention quickly became a dangerous problem when free pigs began to roam the mountains and forests and reproduce at a breakneck speed. According to estimates by the Canadian government, the country's wild boar population has increased from about 100 animals in 1990s to an impressive 1.2 million animals by 2023. Wild boars, being an omnivore, are capable of consuming many different types of foods, from plants, animals, to garbage. This not only poses a threat to the natural environment, but also has become a very heavy problem for the agricultural industry, causing losses of millions of dollars each year. During growing wheat fields, wild boars often invade at night to enjoy the young wheat. The ability to eat tons of wheat in just one night always causes a huge damage to the crop, with Canadian government estimates also talking about this damage reaching up to $100 million per year. To control the wild boars population, the Canadian government has implemented many measures, including hunting, using traps, and even chemical injections. However, this is not easy and requires strong coordination between stakeholders to face the growing challenge of wild boars populations. Wild boar hunting in Canada to control wild boar populations has become a popular activity since the 1990s. When wild boars populations began to increase rapidly, the Canadian government has issued permits to hunters to reduce the wild boars' numbers and prevent their spread. Hunting in the fields at night has become popular since the 2000s, as wild boars are often active at this time. This method offers many advantages, including being highly effective with an increased likelihood of success, being safer because wild boars are less aggressive during the day, and saving time because they are often concentrated in the field during the day and night. A hunter tells of an adventure in an Alberta wheat field, showcasing the thrill and success of shooting down a wild boar one night. On July 20, 2023, a hunter in Canada hunted a giant wild boar weighing more than 500 kilograms. This wild boar is believed to be the largest ever hunted in Canada. The hunter, Mr. Michael, is an experienced hunter in the province of Saskatchewan. He has been involved in wild boar hunting for many years and has killed many wild boars. This action not only brings joy to hunters but also reduces damage to local crops. With an estimated 100,000 wild boars hunted each year. However, the problem is growing. To control the wild boar population, the Canadian government uses a variety of measures, including trapping, chemical injections, and awareness campaigns. However, the challenge requires close cooperation from many stockholders to achieve positive results and protect the communities and the environment. Door traps are an effective means of collecting wild boars, operating by activating a spring-loaded latch when the wild boar steps inside. The spring latch is designed to collapse the door, making an effective wild boar capture mechanism. First of all, set traps in locations where wild boars often appear, such as areas where they do live or feed. The bait needs to be placed so that it attracts wild boars from outside to inside the trap. This is usually done using foods that wild boars like, such as corn, potatoes, carrots, and others. To monitor the trap performance, a camera should be installed nearby to check regularly and ensure that the trap is operating properly. When wild boars are detected, the trap will automatically activate and capture them. In areas where there are no wild boars, the trap cage will be moved to another area for trapping. For removing the trap, the large round frame trap cage can be towed across different areas using a car trailer. This cage is large enough to hold many wild boars at once. increasing the possibility of catching many in one time. Transporting it also requires quite a few people to increase safety during the transport process. After moving to a new area or a new location, the trap will be placed permanently on the ground, spreading food to trap wild boars and waiting for them to fall into the trap. This method has proven effective in controlling Canadian feral pig populations. Tens of thousands of wild boars are captured by traps each year, and they can be deployed in many different types of terrains, from crop fields to hard-to-reach areas, such as deep forests. Traps are not only an effective solution, but also a sustainable way to manage and reduce feral pig populations. All these wild boars will be harvested for processing and other purposes. As you know, the wild boar populations are still increasing very rapidly. Even when measures are put in place and implemented, we still urgently need more effective measures to deal with this invasive species. Please share all your opinions down below in the comments section now. Thank you for watching this video until here. For now, allow me to take you to another video to watch. Let's continue watching together. According to agricultural statistics, AAFC, coyotes were responsible for 60.5% of the 140,000 livestock predated in Canada in 2023. Total number of livestock predated in 2023, accounting for 1.7% of all livestock in Canada. According to the AAFC report, the total number of adult and young cattle in Canada was 8.2 million and 12.6 million. As of July 1, 2024, they often attack livestock at night when cattle are resting and sleeping. The Canadian government has taken its most extreme measure to deal with the coyote population. Night hunting takes place. Hunting coyotes at night has become a fairly simple countermeasure. Government hunters and farmers have used diffused lighting systems to track coyotes. Use remote hunting tools to limit noise while moving. Let's follow the process of harvesting coyotes at night. They choose a convenient location to have an overall view of the free-range cow farm. In this position, the rate of shooting them at critical points is very high. When coyotes appear, observe and monitor them carefully, because even the slightest mistake can endanger livestock on the farm. In addition to needing a unique hunting license, skill is very important. They would take down one coyote at a time. On average, each person can hunt about 2 to 10 animals in a night of hunting. Canada's fox population currently numbers about 10 million. Fox populations are unevenly distributed, concentrated in urban and rural areas. Foxes often attack livestock at night when the livestock are sleeping. They often attack small livestock such as chickens, sheep. Fox attacks can cause significant damage to farms. So the best thing to deal with this population? The government has introduced fox hunting methods. At night is the time when they forage a lot. Hunting at this time has many advantages. Just go to the field areas near farms to hunt them. These areas often smell like livestock, attracting many foxes. Canadian hunters often use radiator lights to observe and search for them. Because the fox body is quite small and they often attack from behind, a teammate is needed to ensure the hunter's safety. When detecting fox attacks, you need to stay quiet to observe. Each time, the hunter can shoot down one animal. This fox species is very agile and requires a lot of practice before participating in the hunting process of this species. Using different types of hunting tools will yield different results. Accuracy and speed each time will depend on the features and capacity of each type. During a night of fox hunting, each hunter can harvest from 5 to 20 foxes, depending on their skills, experience, and the type of equipment they're using. These numbers are the average, and may actually fluctuate depending on weather conditions, terrain, and the presence of foxes in the hunting area. According to estimates, only about 3 to 2% of fox populations declined a fraction over the course of a year due to hunting. This raises questions about the sustainability of fox hunting and requires strict management to ensure a balance between hunting and conservation of wildlife populations. In addition, there are many other wild species with populations distributed throughout Canada. They are also dealt with by hunting. However, this also needs to be carefully managed to ensure that it does not cause negative impacts on the environment or biodiversity.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.